Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is AyoOluwa Ebire. I say a big thank you to tReE Fund for this opportunity to address our youth on building their career in IT. So today, I'm going to be talking about what IT is, how to launch into the IT field, what you are required to do as a student or as a youth for you to be able to launch into the IT field. And generally speaking, I'm going to be looking at or talking about the different fields, in IT. IT is quite a broad field and you cannot exhaust, the niches that has been created within the IT field, and more are coming up by the day because knowledge is increasing, discoveries, every day and all of that. There's quite a number of misconceptions about what information technology is about, maybe based on limited information or understanding or knowledge of what information is all about. So I'm going to be talking about the various IT fields, the different components that you can find where people operate within the IT field, and how a student or a young person can actually develop interest in any of these fields and pursue a career within that field, or also cross into other fields by combining different areas of specification as they grow in their career. It's my pleasure being here. My name is AyoOluwa Ebire. I'm a business and IT consultant. I major in IT consulting, IT project management, and strategic planning for businesses. So I've prepared some few slides. I'll be going through each of the slides so that I don't miss any basic information out. So IT, information technology, entails so many fields. In fact, I can say there are so many fields within information technology, but I'm going to be looking at the activities that are entailed that can actually enable a young person to pick which area he or she will want to major in within the IT field, or be able to combine, okay, I want to do this and be able to do this and be able to develop career-wise in IT. So in the field of IT, you have people who basically just operate the computers. They are computer operators, or they operate IT tools or equipment. So they basically do operate the computer, the IT tools within the business process. So maybe, for instance, if there's a business and IT tools have been put in place, they are basically the operators of the IT tools. They ensure it is working, it is in proper shape, there's no downtime and all of that. And you have people whose basic career is focused on designing and developing solutions. You have the people that major in designing. Those are the enterprise architects. They look at what is the organizational structure, what is the system structure, the infrastructure within a business, and they are able to design the kind of solution that will work best within that business. Those are people that are designers. And you have the developers. Those are basically the people we call the coders, or the program developers, or you call them the programmers. A lot of times people hear about the programmers, but there is a lot that goes into developing solutions, and it has to do with identifying what the problem is, how this problem can be solved, what solution can we design to do this. And within each of these activities, there are actually people that are operating. You have people that are business analysts. They analyze what the business is all about, what is the purpose of the business, what is the goal of the business, where are we supposed to be, and they are able to develop solutions that can take the business from where it is today to where it is expected to be. And as demands comes up, maybe by regulatory requirements or business demand, customers, you're looking at improving on your customer experience and all of that. They build solutions, they prefer solution, or they suggest or recommend solutions that can be built to do this. So these are the business analysts. That's another field in IT. And then you have the people that go into the system analysts, and look at how can we improve the system to work optimally, and they suggest the kind of solutions or the system. It can be hardware solutions, it can be software solutions that can be put in place, to make sure that the business process run more effectively, or meet the market demand or customers demand, improve customer experience and all of that. So these are other people, within the IT field again. So we have mentioned the computer operators, we have mentioned the people who do business analysis, the people who do system analysis, we have mentioned the designer, the enterprise architect, we have mentioned the coders, the programmers, and then in the course of doing this, you also have the people that major in implementing solutions. After the developers are finished developing, these are people that ensure that these are deployed, tested. In fact, you have the people that are also testers too. They test the solution to ensure that, okay, this is working as required. These are the control people. So you can decide that you want to choose a field where you ensure control, you ensure that these are working as expected, where there are gaps, you are able to point it out. Where things are not working as expected, you detect it and you point it out for correction and all that. These are the control people. They range from the testers to the auditors, and all of that, the internal control guys and all of that. These people also are related to IT because they ensure that whatever you are putting, within the business process to work should work as expected, should work as proposed, so that there's no fraud. They ensure that there's no fraud within the system. They ensure that unauthorized access are not granted to unknown users within the system. That's where the use of the password and the username comes in. These are also IT people that ensure control, that there are no breaches in the use of the solutions or the hardware that has been put in place for the businesses to run. And then you have people that their own basic function is just to manage the IT infrastructure, to ensure that everything is in order, to ensure that from day-to-day running of the systems, of the solutions, of the people, the personnel that are on ground, that everything is properly managed. So these people are usually at the leadership, of the IT field. They manage the IT infrastructure. So you can decide, and the truth is, because knowledge is improving day by day, processes are improving day by day, you find out that all of this can change over time, and you can see new roles that are actually evolving, in IT. There's no limitation to the growth in the IT field, because as technology is improving, you have new things that are coming up. You understand? Now we're going to be looking at the requirements at the secondary school level. What does the secondary school person require, to improve in the IT field? At the secondary school level, what do you need? What subject are you supposed to take? We expect that you are supposed to be a science student, because those are the basic requirements for you to study at the tertiary institution, to gain entry into the tertiary institution. So you're expected to be in the science class. You should look at your ability. Are you able to take science courses? Do you have abilities, or you are comfortable with numerics? That's with numbers, with calculation. Are you good in your science subject? Are your grades okay? Are you an observant person? Do you pay attention to details? Do you love research? Are you creative? Are you imaginative? Oh, we can do this to improve on this. Are you somebody who loves solving problems? Are you good with operating the computer, or you have love for technology? If a lot of your answers are yes for some of these questions that we have, for the questions that has been asked, then that means that you are actually comfortable in taking a career, you are fit to take a career in IT. And then for your WAEC, you ensure that you pass your English language, which is mandatory for every course anyway, and then your mathematics, your physics, your chemistry, your biology, and other WAEC requirements are met, at the secondary school level. Ensure that you aim at having nothing less than credit grades in each of your science subjects. This is to put you in a position to have admission to do an IT course at the university. So for you to build an IT course at the tertiary level, that means that you're obtaining a diploma, maybe an ND, HND, at the polytechnic or technical school, or you are going into the university to obtain a degree in an IT related course. And for every school, they have names that have been given to each of these IT courses. So you should ensure that you understand the description. You read the description, or you go for counseling to understand what each of these course. Google is there for you. Just search. You see anything on software engineering, Google software engineering to know what software engineering. So some of the names or nomenclature that some of the schools in Nigeria give things like software engineering, computer engineering, network engineering, computer science, information technology, information and communication technology, and so on. So if you really want to know what each of these courses entail, you just Google. Just find out what it entails so that you are picking a course that is related to what you are actually interested in studying. Do you know which IT role to major in? This is very important, but at times students can get confused on which role they can actually major in as an IT person. So there are 3 ways, or more than 3 ways, by which you can know, but I just can classify them into 3 basic ways by which you can identify which area of IT to major in. One is your decision based on information or knowledge available to you. You know, it's if you have sufficient information on the various fields, you can actually decide which of the fields you intend to major in based on your interest, even before you graduate from school. So at times, based on the courses you are taking in school, you find out that you are more interested in programming, or you are more interested in networking, or you are more interested in engineering and all the like. So you can actually decide even before you graduate which area you intend to major in, and that might actually help you to determine what topic you are taking for your final year project. So from there, you can pick up an interest in a field in IT and begin to develop your career in that way. Another way that you can determine which area of IT you can major in might be based on work experience or exposure during your internship or CWIS IT. So you can maybe based on the company you work with, what they major in or what they do, or the different aspects of IT you are exposed to while working with them, you can discover that you are more interested in a particular area, and then by so you can begin to develop yourself in that area and build a career in that field of IT. And sincerely yours, the truth is, in the course of working in a particular area, as you relate to different people or different products, or you're exposed to workshops, seminars, conferences, you may discover other areas in which you can get interested in. And especially because IT is evolving every day, there's advancement in technology from time to time, you can discover that there are new areas that will come up, and you may need to combine it with the knowledge you currently have, or to pull from what you currently do into that new field. So you cannot get restricted for a very long time in a particular aspect. So it's possible you started off as a technical support person, and before you know it, you might become an infrastructure person, you become a IT facility or infrastructure manager, or you can vie into becoming a control person and all of that. So you may not remain stable in a particular area for so many years. You find out that as knowledge is increasing, as your exposure is increasing and all of that, you may see yourself moving from one field to the other, or combining more than 2 fields, you know, as an IT career person. Another thing that could expose you might be that you identify a problem probably in the society, within the system you work, or within the business you work, or generally, you know, worldwide, you discover there's a problem you can solve using IT. It may actually create a niche for you, you know, in an IT field, for you to begin to specialize in that area and to provide solutions to the society based on the problem that you know that you can solve using IT. So those are the 3 major ways by which I know, or I can recommend, by which you identify areas that you can become specialized in the IT field. So my conclusion is, it's never too late to start. Even for those that are currently in maybe a different field entirely and they intend to cross into IT, you can always do that. There are certifications, diploma courses you can take, there are certifications you can take that can bring you, you know, enable you to cross into the IT field. So even if you are not somebody that has been in IT field before now, and you are now interested in majoring or taking a career in IT, you can of course do that. Just take a diploma course, take some certifications in that field, and become specialized in that field, and then you see yourself performing as an IT professional in your chosen area of specialization. So in conclusion, it's never too late to decide which area of IT, or maybe you want to take a career in IT. I wish you God's best and good success in your endeavor. Thank you for your time. God bless you all. Bye.